I also have here Mr. Eric Amponsah Boateng. Mr. Eric Amponsah Boateng is a tax consultant. I want to also have him share a few thoughts about today's event. Mr. Boateng, as a tax consultant, e-services has been one of the main areas that people are going into. This is online. What do you think, or how do you think people can be taxed through these services?
Thank you very much. First of all, I think that we need data on everybody. And so once we're able to capture the data on everybody, we'll be able to locate them, know exactly what they do, and be able to apply the relevant taxes. You know, one thing that the GRA has done is the Ghana.gov, where you have to make all the payments online. It is good, but the challenge is that some people don't even have the basic skills to be able to even go on the app and then do the payment or even file online. So even though it's been in force since June last year, we still have little issues. But on the whole, I think they've done well. You see, if you're able to bring people in the informal sector, then you'll be able to expand the net. Now, when you consider Sub-Saharan Africa, the tax to GDP ratio, that is Sub-Saharan Africa, is 22%. But in Ghana, it's only it's 12%. What it tells us is that a lot more Ghanaians are not in the tax net. And so we must find a way to bring all these people on board. And the only thing we can do is to use, for example, the tax identification number, and of late, the Ghana card. And I'm happy that now the Ghana card is going to become your tax identification number. And on the Ghana card, you can have all the details about a person. You remember that when we're going to register for the Ghana card, they were asking us where you stay. So once you get a Ghana card, you'll be able to locate the individual or the business and then apply whatever taxes that you think you should.
This has to do with data security. We also have issues about data protection law, the Data Protection Act.
Yes,
how do you think this plays? You know, people don't want their data out there and all. How do you think that this can play?
It is that aspect has been addressed in the tax law. It is there. So the GRA actually has the right to capture whatever data that it needs from you. And that is the reason why we are even able to get a tax identification number. Because you know that before you can get it, you have to provide them with what? Data. And the same, so that has been addressed. The problem with the GRA is that when, for example, I go to DVLA to register maybe my car or do the roadworthy, DVLA should be able to get certain details about me so that they will be able to forward it to the GRA. And unfortunately, they haven't done that. And so, not only that, other areas where you have to provide information, like you need a passport, Registrar General, and all that, that information should be linked to that of the GRA. So the moment you go to DVLA and give them certain details about yourself, immediately GRA is able to get that one, and then they will be able to probably invite you to the office or even request that you file your individual taxes, or if it's a corporate institution, also file.
From the discussions, I noticed that people were talking more about tracking the kind of transactions people make online in terms of getting their services. Now, as a tax consultant, you know that there's a difference between revenue and profit. How can we differentiate between the two so that when we are taking the money in terms of taxes, we know we are taking it on the profit and not the revenue?
Oh, okay. I did mention during the main event that if you tell me that you should apply tax on income or on revenue, I disagree. Even in your case, you are mentioning what? Profit. We don't apply the tax on profit. It is when, as a tax consultant, I've done what we call the tax adjustments. And let me give an example. If your income or your revenue is 100, okay, and then your expenses is, let's say, 80, it leaves you with a profit of what? 20. Now, per my tax computations, because of the fixed assets that you use in generating the income, I'm supposed to grant you what? Capital allowance. So that if I work it out and the figure for the capital allowance is 20, what it means is that I'm even not able to utilize all the amount because the gross profit was 20 and maybe the capital allowance was 30. So it means that I have to take the 20 from the capital allowance and use it to offset the gross profit or the net profit. So that will leave you with a chargeable income of what? 0. And therefore the tax that you pay is 0. And because now the law allows you to carry forward your losses, it means that I'm going to carry forward 10 cedis for the following year. So you see, we must know that we do not apply tax based on income, revenue, or even profit, because you can have a situation where you have a net profit which is showing a loss. That is a net loss. But if I do my tax adjustments, for example, I have to add back depreciation. Okay, if there's an income that has to be taxed at a different rate, like rent income, I have to take it out. So you find that even though you are having a net loss, if I add back depreciation and the depreciation figure is so high, and maybe the capital allowance also figure is not able to offset the income, then it will end up in you having a chargeable income for which you have to pay the tax. You can also have a profit, but after you've done the computations, like in my earlier example, you have a loss, which in the example that I gave, we even had to carry forward the loss. So you know, the GRA allows you to submit audited financial statements at the end of the year, and when the year ends, you have up to 4 months. So, for example, by 30th of April, all individuals or companies are expected to file their tax returns. Now, it is the audited accounts and the tax returns that you submit which will determine the actual tax to be paid. And even in itself, we say that it is not final. It is not final because GRA has to confirm it. How does GRA do that confirmation? They do a tax audit, because now if you are saying that your income is 100, they should be able to ascertain and know that the 100 that you declared as your income is the real amount. And what they will normally do is request for certain documents, including your bank statement, because when payments are made into your account and I print a copy, I'll see. You understand? Yes. So that is how we go about it.
So it tells that this e-services thing, it's a long journey. To be able to leverage it properly, it should be a long journey. We need a lot of education around it.
Yes, because you see, even now, certain portions of the law have to be amended. For example, if you look at the law, it is where the income is received. That is where you would apply the tax. Okay, so that is why I am even of the view that, for example, if I buy something online from Jumia, Amazon, and they are not located in Ghana, okay, the source of the income is Ghana, right? Because I'm sending the money from Ghana, but they are receiving the money in some other country. So if you look at the law, technically, we cannot even go there. And that is why GRA, I know, at the moment there's a bill before the House that at least you'll be able to withhold on account before the payment is made. So, I mean, we have a long way to go. The other issue that I raised was the fact that if somebody is buying something, the revenue, you are asking a person to pay tax, because we don't determine tax based on only revenue. So that if it's an online business and I'm buying something online, okay, all that you are saying that we should apply the tax. Have we considered the expenditure that goes into the generation of the income from the person who is running the online business? We haven't done that. So basically what it will happen is that we will only be making payment on account, and that cannot give us the real money. Because, for example, if it's a service, okay, and I think when you buy even goods, the rate is 3%. 3% is on account is virtually nothing. Okay, even if it's a service, it's still low because it's only 7.5. So we should find a way to be able to locate those people, okay, and find a way to bring them into the tax net. And that is why GRA wants to come up with this amendment. I think it's a digital something amendment. I've forgotten the name, but when it's passed, then at least for now we'll be able to get a little payment on account or tax on account from people who are doing business online.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So this tells you that the graphic business has really set the agenda. It will continue. We will continue talking, and we believe that the discussions will inure to the benefit of this country. Thank you.